Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, Coloring and Comments, a channel where I color in mandalas and talk to you about topics that are on my mind at any given time. And today we'll be talking about perfectionism. So the other day I came from work and I was extremely stressed because I couldn't deliver a report that didn't get any review notes. So basically, I couldn't deliver a report that was perfect. And I had to sit back and wonder, like, why are we so obsessed with this idea of perfection? Why do we constantly punish ourselves to try and attain a level of that is technically unattainable? Or if you do attain it, it's unsustainable, right? So society has created this illusion of what we should be, an illusion of, in order for you to be A, B, and C, you need to look like this, you need to be in this career, you need to have this type of body. And I think the idea of perfectionism, the idea of being perfect, stems from some level of curiosity and maybe a bit of envy. But more than anything, I think it stems from a place of ignorance, because we are handed this illusion as kids. And even as we grow older and become more knowledgeable, we still try and attain and sustain this illusion, knowing that it's unrealistic. So I decided to read up on perfectionism, like what is it, and also see how does it affect our day-to-day life. And I realized that there are three types of perfectionism, and three ways in which it manifests, basically. And the first one is self-orientated, this word, self-orientated perfectionism. And that is where you create these unrealistic expectations for yourself that you, for some reason, believe you need to achieve in order to live a specific type of life. And I know that I fall victim to this because for some reason in my head, I have created a list of things that I need to do, need to achieve, need to be in order for my life to be perfect. And it's actually terrible because it's constantly taking away from my lived experience and the fun of being a human, basically. But we'll get to that a bit later. The second form of perfectionism is societally prescribed perfectionism. Sorry, these words today are just not my friend. And this is where society tells you that you need to behave and move in a specific way in order for you to be accepted and seen as good, basically. And in the past, it would only be our family and friends. But because we live in this age of social media, that pressure from society has doubled because we see it every day when you're scrolling through Instagram or checking your Facebook. You are getting constant reminders of your life falls short because you do not have A, B, and C, or you have failed to do A, B, and C. The third one is other-oriented perfectionism. And this one is where you project perfection on others. You expect others to behave in a specific way, in order to fit into your narrative. And my psychologist said something very interesting to me the other day, and she said that you can't impose your assumptions on others. Others cannot live by your assumptions simply because they have assumptions of their own, right? And unfortunately, because of that, the way you want people to behave and the way they behave will probably never be aligned. And only when you come to accept this will your relationships with others improve. And just think about it. Most of us have that other friend or family member that always expects us to behave in a certain way, and it feels suffocating. It feels frustrating. So imagine this frustration that you feel. That's exactly what the other person feels when you're constantly projecting on them, constantly wanting them to behave in a specific manner. So in essence, perfectionism robs us of so many experiences, so many relationships. And until we get to that point where we realize this, we will constantly be trapped in the cycle. And I listed 4 pitfalls for today's video of perfectionism. And the first pitfall is that perfectionism slows us down. We get so involved in trying to get the little things correct that we forget the big picture, right? So, for example, I've always wanted to start a podcast, but I've been so absorbed with getting the graphics of the podcast correct, getting the research angles correct, getting the script writing correct, that I haven't actually recorded any episode. So in essence, I haven't achieved my goal because I've been so focused on the little things that I've failed to execute the bigger things. And that leads me to my second point, in that perfectionism paralyzes us. It stops us from moving forward because we are so afraid that we will fail when we do something that we end up not doing it at all. We're robbing ourselves of experiences, and it leads into the fact that perfectionism robs us the opportunity to grow and to experience new things. Because immediately when an opportunity is presented to you, you don't embrace it. You think, oh crap, I won't be able to execute it 100%, therefore I am not worthy, therefore I will not take it on. Instead of saying it like, oh, this is a new challenge, this is a new adventure, let me try it. And especially as creatives, and perfectionism has this way of telling us that the thing that you're going to create will not be acceptable, or it will not be embraced by those around you or by society. Therefore, don't do it. Don't create it. And this is what was going to happen with this channel, basically. I was not going to create it because I didn't know how it would be perceived or it will be accepted. But then I realized that I had to do it because it is an expression of who I am and an extension of who I am. And I cannot allow the notion of being a specific way or the notion of having to execute things in a specific form to prevent me from being my true creative self. So as we wrap up this video, I just want to remind you that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not achieve 100%. It's okay to just be, okay? So I'd like you to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.